João Neves, 19 years old, a quiet face with warrior instincts, the heartbeat of Benfica, and possibly the most important decision Chelsea will make under Enzo Moresca. When the first reports broke that Chelsea had reignited their interest in João Neves, many dismissed it as just another ambitious rumor in a transfer window already flooded with noise. But behind closed doors at Stamford Bridge, the story was different. This wasn't noise. This was a plan one that had been brewing for over 8 months, because Chelsea don't just want João Neves, they need him. After a chaotic midfield reshuffle over the last 2 seasons, saying goodbye to Jorginho, Conte, Kovacic, Mount, Loftus-Cheek, and investing heavily in Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, you'd think Chelsea had already rebuilt their core. But speak to anyone on the inside, analysts, scouts, or tactical staff, and they'll tell you the truth. The engine room still doesn't run smoothly. Chelsea are missing a pivot tempo sitter midfield brain. And that's where João Neves enters the frame. Born in Tavira, Portugal, raised in the legendary Benfica Academy, João has spent his entire footballing life studying the subtle art of control. He's not a flashy player. He doesn't score screamers or dance past defenders like Neves. What he does is something far more rare. He dictates the game without needing to dominate the highlight reel. Watch him for 5 minutes, and you might not notice. Watch him for 90, and you can't look away. Press resistant under pressure, eyes constantly scanning plays like he's living one pass ahead of everyone. Else he's small in stature, but giant in presence. Something even Luka Modric recently praised in a private UEFA seminar. Chelsea's recruitment team, led by directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winsonley, identified João Neves last year. But back then, Benfica were unwilling to engage unless someone activated the full 120 million euros release clause. Chelsea blinked. Now they're back, and this time they're ready to pay. Enzo Moresca, newly appointed and full of vision, has made Neves a tactical priority. Unlike previous managers who saw midfielders as just shuttlers or destroyers, Moresca views João as the heartbeat of his positional system, a player capable of dropping deep, receiving in tight spaces, rotating possession, and progressing through vertical lines with minimal touches. He's my Rodri Moresca, reportedly told a Chelsea analyst, but more agile, more unpredictable. The 120 million euros price tag. It's insane, no doubt. But Chelsea aren't just buying a player, they're trying to buy control. Something they've lacked since Cesc Fabregas left. The football world took notice quickly. Fabrizio Romano confirmed Chelsea's strong interest. Sky Sports backed it up. Portuguese outlets reported that Benfica already rejected 2 informal offers because Benfica, proud and unbending, have no intention of negotiating. If you want Neves, you pay the full clause. No add-ons, no installments, no discussions. It's a risk that has Chelsea fans divided. Some are excited, believing Neves could be the new Toni Kroos, his spine of Chelsea's next decade. Others are cautious, haunted by memories of past mega signings. Enzo for £107 million, Caicedo for £115 million, Lukaku for £97 million, all dazzling on paper, all under immense pressure, and none delivering consistency yet. And now, the club is about to break the 120 million euros barrier for a 19-year-old. But those who know João Neves, those who have seen him train, study, fight, they tell a different story. I've coached many talents, said one Benfica assistant coach recently. But Joe is the kind of player who changes everything. He doesn't adapt to systems. Systems adapt to him. Chelsea know the stakes. They've been burned before, but this time, they're not buying out of panic. They're buying out of belief. Belief in a teenager who doesn't flinch under pressure, doesn't hide in big games, and doesn't wait to be told what to do. Behind the scenes, the numbers are being run. Moresca has watched over 40 hours of João's footage. The analytics department reports a 94% short pass completion under pressure. Scouting reports highlight not just his passing and awareness, but his leadership qualities, rare for someone so young. Chelsea's proposal, according to Portuguese sources, is nearly ready. the board has reportedly greenlit the activation of the €120 million clause contingent on Moresca's final go-ahead after his one-on-one video call with Joe next week. But the tension remains, because Real Madrid are watching. PSG are circling, and Benfica, for all their rigidity, would rather sell abroad than to a Premier League rival. The window is open, but not for long, and Chelsea, for all their wealth and ambition, know this. They're not just signing a midfielder, they're placing a bet, a massive one, on a teenager who might be the future, or another page in Stamford Bridge's long list of what could have been. And just when it looked like Chelsea might hesitate, an insider at Cobham whispered to reporters today, "This time we're not blinking." Asterisk in the quiet corridors of the Estadio da Luz, Joe Neves walks out to training like he always does. Same boots, same posture, same intense stare at the turf, as if reading the future in each blade of grass. But this time, everything is different. The cameras know it, the fans know it, and Joe knows it too. He's no longer just Benfica's wonder kid. He's the €120 million question, hanging over Chelsea Football Club. That's the days tick closer to the window's peak. Pressure builds on all sides. The media is locked in. Social media is ablaze. Football Twitter has already decided Joe is either Rodri 2.0 or another Enzo. But while the world speculates, inside Joe's circle, things are tense. His agent, Miguel Pinho, has already held quiet talks with Chelsea's sporting directors. The message was simple. Greater than we don't chase spotlight, we chase projects. And that's where this saga shifts, from money to meaning. For Joe Neves, this isn't just a transfer. It's a moment of identity, a choice between comfort and challenge, between staying where he's adored or leaping into a storm. Benfica have made it clear they don't want to lose him, and they definitely don't want to sell him to a club that's been cycling through players, managers, and philosophies like their jerseys in the club shop. But Joe is watching. He's studying. He saw how Enzo Fernandez struggled without structure. He saw how Cautionary was thrown into chaos. He watched how Chelsea fans turned from excited to exhausted within a season. And yet, he's intrigued because what Moresca is building isn't chaos. It's different. It's tactical, detailed, pose-aside owner. And Joe Neves might just be the missing piece that makes it all click. The tactical fit or tactical risk. Football isn't just played on grass. It's mapped out on whiteboards. And on Moresca's board, Joe Neves is already sketched in ink. The plan? A single pivot behind two mobile eights, South Enzo and Gallagher, or Chukwuemeka Joe's job. Dictate the tempo build from depressed, aggressively linked defense to final third in 2 or 3 intelligent touches. Sounds beautiful on paper. But the Premier League isn't paper, it's pressure. It's pace. It's brighten away on a cold, wet Wednesday night. Can Joe handle it? Some pundits say no, he's too light. He's not ready for England's physicality. He'll get eaten alive. But Moresca disagrees. In private analysis sessions at Cobham, Moresca reportedly showed clips of Joe escaping high-pressure situations in Portugal, manipulating space between the lines and winning duels against bigger midfielders, all with minimal touches. It's not about size, Moresca said. It's about speed of mind. The ghost of Enzo and the fear of Déjà Vu. Chelsea fans are nervous. They've seen this film before. A young, elite Benfica midfielder, huge price tag, hype, pressure, and then struggle, criticism, Twitter threads, fan fatigue. Enzo Fernandez, despite his talent, still hasn't had the stability to thrive. Now another young star for even more money. Some fans want Joe desperately. Others beg the board to walk away. But the key difference is this. Joe Neves isn't looking to be a savior. He's not flashy. He's not loud. He's a minimalist, a connector, a controller. And maybe that's exactly what Chelsea need. Someone who brings calm to chaos. The Benfica pressure and the family silence inside. Benfica, there's pride, but also panic. The board wants to keep Joe one more season, but the player has already refused to sign a new contract, not out of rebellion, but because he wants clarity. Sources say his family is supportive of a move, but only if the project is long-term, structured, and respectful of Joe's development. Meanwhile, PSG have prepared a backup offer. Real Madrid are watching silently, always dangerous. And Bayern Munich, quiet but interested. But Joe's heart seems torn between two places. The club that built him and the club that believes in what he could become. Chelsea's final move this morning. Reports from Record and O Jogo in Portugal confirmed it. Chelsea are ready to activate the full Euro 120M clause in one payment. No games, no clauses. They're going all in. And Moresca, he's preparing a private Zoom call with Joe and his family, where he'll present a full tactical plan, detailing his role, development path, and the promise that he won't be lost in the shuffle. The club is even preparing a leadership package integrating Joe into a young core that includes Reece James, Enzo, Levi, and Mudryk, because they're not just buying ability, they're trying to build a future. The final decision and the calm before the storm. Joe Neves hasn't spoken publicly, but today at Benfica training, he stayed an extra 30 minutes after the final whistle, just walking. No headphones, no press, just thinking. And according to one teammate who asked not to be named, greater than he's torn, but he's not scared. He knows this could be his moment.